Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. My name is Dan Jones. I am host of The Dan Jones Show, and today we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the Eachine E016 Foxtrot, or just F. It's a RC vehicle boat drone, and I'm really excited about it. This drone is probably one I'm most excited about. This is supposed to convert from a drone to a boat. I don't care what you're into, that's cool. So we're going to go ahead and just slide this out of the box. Ooh, all kinds of little goodies in there. Set the box aside, and we are presented with some bubble wrap, which had these batteries in it, I'm guessing. And these are two little 25C lipos. And we'll set that aside. We got this big, thick book. Lots of different languages for these instructions. We'll take a look at those. And we'll flip this around. Open up the plastic, set it aside, and we are presented with the coolest little quadcopter I have ever seen in my life. It's got this very lightweight foam rubber. It's already set up in the boat configuration. You can actually fly this as a boat and as a drone. That is so cool. We'll set that aside. We've got some more information. Ground mode and water mode. That's what that is. Okay. And of course, the controller. Teeny tiny little thing. But not too shabby, not too shabby. Just very, very small for very small hands. Obviously, this is designed for kids in mind, I would imagine. Although, you know, some of us adults really enjoy this sort of thing. Ah, yes, some extra props. The charger is USB, so I can do one battery at a time. So that'll get us up and going. And there it is. All right, let's get the E016F up in the air. Now there's three modes. There's air mode, which is when it flies around like a quadcopter. There's ground mode, where you put it into the nifty foam thing and it just kind of scoots around on the ground. And then there's boat mode or ski mode or water mode. And that's where you put this on the water and it scoots around on the water. So I'm really excited to try those modes, but first we're just going to fly it around in the room. Now something, again, I like to make a disclaimer here and there. Don't try to fly indoors if you're brand new at flying. Even this little guy can be a little difficult to fly. So we're going to get the battery inserted into the plug. I'll mention this while we're getting this thing set up, that the battery takes about an hour to charge up and gives you a good 10 minutes of flight time. These are tiny little LiPo batteries, and they plug into a proprietary charger port here, USB to this little proprietary port. You can charge one battery at a time. I got the kit with 3 batteries, but you get about 10 minutes of flight time. So an hour to charge, about 10 minutes to fly. Not the worst, not the best charge to discharge ratio, but pretty decent for what you get. All right, so we've got the quad plugged in. We got the red light flashing, telling me that it is in fact in air mode. Red means air mode. Now, if you look at the transmitter, it's a pretty standard transmitter here. You got your throttle up and down, your yaw, your pitch and attitude, and then you got your speed and your flip button to make it flip and to make it change speeds and fly a little bit more aggressively. Down here, you've got your little mode buttons to change the mode of the quad from air mode to ground mode to water mode. And then you've got a long press, which is a return to home, which really all that does is just kind of crash the quad into the ground. I don't recommend you do that unless it's like an emergency or something. And then, of course, you got your basic trim functions as well, which will kind of help fine-tune the sticks. So we're going to go ahead and turn on the transmitter, and then we're going to throttle up and down, back to the down position, and we're ready to take off. Now, something else I'll mention here, this does not have what's called an air mode, and by air mode, I don't mean in the sense that it's a flyer. I mean that the props don't spin when the quad is armed and ready to go like it is right now. What I like about that is that with the throttle down, the props aren't spinning. So if youngsters, this is rated for ages 14 and up, if you're going to get this for somebody younger, or if for yourself, you are at lower risk of damaging your fingers or the props themselves by going and picking it up with the controller on and the battery in. So air mode is off on these. It's not spinning until you actually give it power, which is what I'm going to do right now. Not too shabby of a flyer. It does take some practice, but once you kind of get the hang of it, she stays up pretty good. Yeah, it takes a little bit of skill to fly this thing. Not the easiest indoor flyer, but honestly, not too bad either. It just takes practice. I'm going to kind of hand launch it again so you get an idea how it flies. I'm pushing it away from me so it kind of starts off going in the right direction. Here we go. Let's try a front flip maybe. Whoa! Now, I don't know if you're noticing this, but every time I do a flip, this thing just plummets to the ground. Now, it's not even about an 8 foot ceiling in here, so it's not that high off the ground. If you're going to fly it outside, though, you're going to want to be up a little higher than I am to do these flips, because it tends to just sort of, I think you're getting some voltage drip on this, where it just sort of plummets and then recovers. Now, something about flying it outside, this thing is very light and the wind just rips this thing apart. I mean, I flew it outside and a little bit of breeze just kept pushing this thing further and further away from me. This was not the greatest outdoor flyer in the toy drone category. So keep that in mind. If you're going to fly it outside, make sure it is dead calm. Alright, so there you have it, the E016F. That is the flying, the ground scooting, and the water scooting. I think that if you got this thing on an actual body of water that was a little bit bigger than a bathtub, this could actually be a lot of fun. I'm not so sure about how I feel about water getting potentially into the motors, as that could probably do some damage, as well as the board, as it's not really insulated from water. Something to keep in mind with the youngsters maybe trying to do dunks and flips and things like that in slightly choppier water. However, I definitely love this thing. This has been one of my favorites to review. I've been looking very forward to reviewing this, and so I do give it my my seal of approval as to, if you are in the market, you can get it for less than $25. It's absolutely a steal. It's very unique. It's something different. You may have that kid who's just really into little quads, and they're all the same. You go to Walgreens, you go to Amazon, and these little toy drones, they're all the exact same thing. This one takes a lot of that same and brings a uniqueness to it by being the kid with the one that can turn into a boat, or the adult with the quad that can turn into a boat. I don't know, for me that's cool. This was something I was really looking forward to reviewing. I'm really glad I did. I went ahead and bought this with my own money during the Banggood sale that they had going on recently. I love it. I think it's so much fun. The batteries are pretty cool. Get the one with a 3-pack because you're going to want to put batteries into this. And as far as its reliability and stuff, it seems okay to me. I haven't really had too many issues with it. I like these little guards they've got over the props. That does definitely help when it lands on its top. And it's just you're not going to damage the props as easily. I wish a lot more toy drones would do something like that. That would definitely help protect the props. So with that said, I do appreciate you watching this video. Thank you very much. Check out other videos on this channel, as well as subscribing, liking it if you liked this video, and check out all the links in the video description down below, including my Instagram. I post some pictures and videos from time to time on Instagram, so maybe follow me if you want to. Anyway, thank you for watching, and if you like this video, hit a thumbs up and leave me a comment. I really like answering questions, getting critiques, getting ideas. If there's a drone out there that you see on sites like Amazon or Banggood or something that you're like, I don't know if I want to drop the 20-30 bucks on this, but maybe Dan Jones does, let me know. If you tell me, I'll probably buy it. I'll get it, I'll test it out, and I'll say, you don't want to spend your money on this. Or, yeah, you probably do. I'll give you my honest opinion one way or the other. Let me know in the comment section if there's a drone you want me to check out. Thank you for watching.